Abusia, former British High Commissioner to Ghana, Mr. John Benjamin Abusia, order for the immediate arrest of Duncan Williams. Abusia, order His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say onchi Duncan Williams now on sanso in jail no. Or say Duncan Williams the rest of his life no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama make sure say Obama na kwa kutwa no ewe jail. Na busia DNC DNaba papa yi echra ono wako Duncan Williams fieda no okoye no enoma okufu ye ewo ho no. Say His Excellency ni menimu ya ombomoden ya na unlock Duncan Williams. Abusia we dey ma mekasa yetinte pese yoko na ekokuti ensemo a John Benjamin adi atudwa ene ensemo a Black Rasta abusia ono so every video efa Duncan Williams ho a okira John Benjamin say yen jeli Duncan Williams had as a be media GH say enen de dik woni twa channel so a need no bo kwan so be so say obe subscribe my notification bell no so for more political updates yen che ho no yen ko ne kwete nsem a Black Rasta edi atudwa o BETV ewia yabomode na ya cha yadwe ha eda so be media GH yadamase.
Charlatan Duncan Williams must go to jail. Former British High Commissioner seems to be saying. Now, my brother, my sister, this gentleman here is a very brave one. He speaks his mind. Hey, this is John Benjamin, former High Commissioner of the UK to Ghana. He was born in January 1963. And he went to school, my brother, my sister, to study languages and international relations. He studied German and he also studied Swedish. He speaks fluent French, fluent English, and much more. He's beginning to learn how to speak Jamaican patois as well since he came to Ghana and realized that the language is en vogue. This is John Benjamin. Hey, he started serving as a diplomat of his nation in the mid-1980s. So he's an experienced diplomat. He has gone round so many different countries. My brother, my sister, including the United States of America, Chile, where he found his wife. He was also the High Commissioner to Ghana, Burkina Faso, Togo, oh Lord, and he ended up in Mexico. This is John Benjamin. Now, according to Wikipedia, he was withdrawn from the diplomatic service in Mexico when he pulled a gun, or he pointed a gun jokingly at a fellow worker, a fellow employee of the High Commission right there in Mexico. And for that matter, even though it was for joke reasons, as a diplomat, he was pulled off. I spoke with him personally, and he told me, Black Rasta, this has been sorted out, and we don't have any issue at all. Well, he's been somebody that I've been close to in one way or the other whilst he was in Ghana. He gave me and many other people the opportunity to taste what is called diplomacy. For me, he's one of the best diplomats I have encountered. In fact, he demystified diplomacy. Some diplomats are too far away from the people they are supposed to be serving. When he came there, he invited me to tea right at the High Commission. And when he listened to me, once in a while he will get in contact and say, hey, Black Rasta, I don't think you got this right. I think we should deal with it that way, diplomatically. I am sad that John Benjamin would have to end his career as a diplomat so early, because I think he still has more. Another thing, he was quite controversial because not many diplomats behaved the way he did, especially whilst he was in Ghana. He meddled in Ghanaian politics, as many people would put it. He would not keep quiet about the local political scene. He would always speak his mind. Sometimes he would tweet and untweet messages, maybe because of pressure. But Britain called him and told him, listen, people are complaining that you are meddling into the politics of the people, local politics. We have seen that you have not breached any code of behavior and you have not broken any law. Keep doing what you are doing. Be yourself. And that gave him the impetus to do more. He was not a very good friend of the NDC. Many people aligned him to the NPP. They claimed he had sympathies for the NPP. My brother, my sister, when he was leaving this country, he became one of the only or the few high commissioners living in Ghana and had their names mentioned on BBC. It was a picturesque exit that he gave us. Many of us were not ready for him to leave, but he had to continue with his journey. In a recent interview with me, he told me how he got into the diplomatic service. And that will be a story for another day. But that's me and him when he invited me over to, the High Commission. Oh my God. The first thing he did was he started to follow me on Twitter. And I was wondering, is this a true diplomat? This has never happened. And when I checked it out, it was true. He was a new diplomat who had just come, and he asked the people he was working with, who are the famous people in this country, especially entertainers? And my name happened to be mentioned, and he followed me instantly. I quickly followed back, and this was me and him on the first meeting that we had after tea, and we had a beautiful conversation. Of course, we had disagreements once in a while, but all in all, we were very, very good friends. And I was happy to perform at his exit party. He told me something, which today I will tell you, because he himself has said it. Come here. Hey. John Benjamin. I met him in England one time, and he took me to the British Parliament, showed me a few things, sat with me in his favorite bar, and he told me, Black Rasta, there's a man of God in Ghana that I think is one of the charlatans. Who is a charlatan, a crook, a dishonest person? Duncan Williams. And I said, whoa, really? This is a man who has a lot of respect. He said, Black Rasta, hold it there. I need you to do something for your people in Ghana. I know who you are and what you can do. Come here. And you know what he said further? He said, this is a man of God. All he does is to take people's tithes, 10% of everybody's salary. He encourages them to give tithes. He doesn't do much, it's just the tithes. And when he's flying, he rents the British Airways, the whole business class section, he and his family. When a lot of his church members do not even have bicycles, yet he takes 10% of their salaries to go and sit in a British Airways business class section with his family. John Benjamin told me that he went to Duncan Williams' house on a visit. And when he went there, what he saw shocked him. The furnishing in his house, not even the Queen of England has that. In fact, even his toilet seat was made of gold. That's what John Benjamin said. In fact, I put this story out in the days, remember? But I never mentioned that it was John Benjamin who told me that. But now, John Benjamin is saying something. But listen, Duncan Williams himself is praying for Ghana. And this is what Duncan Williams said. You know what he said? Watch this. He says, I look forward to a Ghana where our sons and daughters no longer queue at embassies for visas in search of greener pastures, but only to travel for vacations. That's what he said 2 2 days ago at the national prayer meeting. And John Benjamin responded. This is what he wrote. Duncan Williams certainly travels for nice vacations. On occasion, booking the whole first-class cabin of the British Airways flight to London for his family. I wonder if the poor people who give him tithes, they can't afford and which undermine their economic survival. I need to take that again. It says, I wonder if the poor people who give him tithes, they can't afford and which undermine their economic survival know in what high luxury he lives. I saw that luxury with my own eyes at his house and office. So now I can quote John Benjamin. Many people think Black Rasta just talks. Sometimes I get deep information, but I never reveal my source of information because that is what is called good journalism ethics. He said it. Bring it back. So Duncan Williams says, my prayer is that the Ghanaian youth will no longer go out there queuing in long winding serpentine queues looking for visas to run out there and go abroad. John Benjamin says, you say if they are queuing, then they should be going to have vacations. Duncan Williams certainly travels for nice vacations, on occasion booking the whole first-class cabin of the BA flight to London for his family. I wonder if the poor people who give him tithes, they can't afford and which undermine their economic survival know in what high luxury he lives. I saw that luxury with my own eyes at his house and office. This is what he said. My brother, my sister. And when it came out that Agrada is going to jail, this is what John Benjamin wrote. Nana Agrada, not going too far to Insawan prison in them police car. Archbishop, and Archbishop is in quotes. Because John Benjamin doesn't believe that this is an archbishop. He believes it's a charlatan. Archbishop Duncan Williams, be a chauffeur. It means Archbishop is the one who is going to drive Agrada, and together they will go to jail. Religious charlatans in a jam jar, Heaven Way Church. In a jam jar, Heaven Way Church. Well below par. Dag Heward Mills can't think too far. Obi Nim's face on a sticker. Pay them tithes to these liar, evangelist, prophet, apostle, all fake vicar, defrauding whole of Africa. He wrote it in Patwa, probably to say, Black Rasta, this is for you. Shatawale, this is for you. So you see, he calls all these people charlatans. And he calls them liars, the evangelists, referring to Nana Agrada, prophet, referring to whoever, apostle, referring to whoever. He said they are all fake vicars, defrauding the whole of Africa. My brother, my sister, John Benjamin is on fire. When he told me this, I got mad and angry. Some 5, 6, 7 years ago, he went into Duncan Williams' house on his invitation. Security was tight. And he wanted to go pee. And said, oh, you can use my personal bathroom. And when he opened, there it was a golden toilet. Golden kuraba. Remember I told you this? And when he's flying out of the country, he takes the whole of the BA business section. Pays huge. Yet all the money he blows away is coming from the tithes of the church. We all are going to get a big fight from the church. Because many people believe that they are giving the money to God and not to a man. Therefore, whatever the man decides to do with the money is unto him. Whilst they live big and heavy, you continue to grow sick and lean. That's what John Benjamin is saying. He says, how long can you continue in this foolishness? This is John Benjamin. He speaks his mind. He thinks that all those people who give their tithes to these people are not serious. They have to think again. What do you think? It's a blackboard, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. And some of the files are being declassified. We have more. We bring you more declassified files. We get information, deep, authentic information. So when we speak on the basis of facts. Sometimes if I'm not given the permission to come out with the information, out of excitement, if I even release a bit of the information, I may have to come back and apologize and say, oh, I lied. And those who are smart, they know what I'm talking about.